Hi, I'm Arfataj, a data analyst from Bangalore. And in this video, we are going to master XLOOKUP in Excel, a very powerful and must-know function for every data analyst. And in this video, we are going to go in deep of XLOOKUP concept from syntax and example, error handling using XLOOKUP, wildcards, approximate match in XLOOKUP, nested XLOOKUP, and finally, advantages and limitations of XLOOKUP. So let's get started. XLOOKUP is a very powerful tool for looking up values within a range and returning a corresponding value from another range. So let's understand with an example. Here, the employee details is given in one side, and on the other side, the employee name is missing, and we have to find this employee name using employee ID. So the first, using the syntax XLOOKUP, lookup value will be the value which is looked up into this table first, that is the employee ID which is given to us. This is looked up initially, and then the lookup array is nothing but the employee ID column, and then the return array. What do we have to return? That is employee name. So the return array will be the employee name column. That will return the corresponding value to us. So let's try it out. XLOOKUP, this is the lookup value, comma, the lookup array is the employee ID column, comma, then the return array. So you can see the return array. The return array is nothing but the employee name we have to return. So the employee name column is a return array. Then let's give enter. Ta-da! We have got the same name which we have to find from the table. Now let's get back, and next is nothing but the error handling using XLOOKUP. Error occurs when we don't define this parameter, and whenever we are trying to search for a value which is not present in the table, then the error happens. To solve this error, we just have to use a user-friendly message in the place of if not parameter. So let's try it out with an example. Here, the employee ID E108 is not given in the table. So let's try finding out the employee name. The XLOOKUP function, lookup value, comma, looking into this array of the employee ID column, comma, return is the employee name we have to return. So let's give enter. Now you can see the error has occurred. Now to handle this error, we are going to write a user-friendly message in this if not. So we'll just write not found. Give an enter. See, the error is easily handled using the XLOOKUP function as the parameter itself is given here. Yeah, so next let's move forward. Next is nothing but the wildcards. Wildcards are nothing but the special characters which are used to perform partial matches, and whenever the exact value is not given to you. For example, if you have the full name of the employee is given in the employee table, and you don't know the full name of the employee and you just know the first name of the employee, but still you can find the details of that employee using the wildcards in XLOOKUP. The most used wildcards are asterisk, that is matches any number of characters, and question mark, which matches just a single character. Now to enable this wildcard, you have to set this match mode as 2. Let's understand it better with an example. So this is an example of wildcard where you are going to find the department name of the employee name, that is David James, but you have given only one name, that is the first name of David. Let's try it out with the XLOOKUP function. So XLOOKUP, and the lookup value is David, comma, before that we are trying out wildcards, right? So we have to include every letter after the David should be included. So we are going to add the wildcard here, comma, the lookup array is nothing but this array, right? Then comma, the return array is a department, and the match mode we have to set it as 2 because the wildcard character here is 2. So you have got David James, that is the department name is nothing but ID. Now for another example, that is nothing but I have showed in the presentation, that is question mark, which is a wildcard used for a single character. Let's try it out. Here A is missing from Eva, that is IT department. So the lookup function, XLOOKUP function, and the lookup value is if along with this wildcard, that is a single character question mark, and the lookup array is nothing but the name column, comma, the return array is the department, and we have to set the match as 2. Yes, so you have got the department name using a single wildcard, that is a question mark. Next is nothing but the approximate match. Approximate match is nothing but when you don't have the exact value to search for, but you want to get the closest match instead. At that time, you are using an approximate match. For setting the approximate match, here the match mode, you have to set it as -1 for next smaller item and 1 for the next largest item. This is mostly used for grading systems or pricing tiers, and also as well as like tax brackets, etc. Okay, so let's understand it better with an example. Here's a table where you have an employee details and a salary bonus table, where for the salary 10,000 you have getting the bonus of 0, and for 30,000 above you are getting a bonus of 5%, and for 50,000 above you are getting 8%, and 60,000 above you are getting 10% bonus, and for 1 lakh you are getting 15% bonus. Now let's try to do an approximate match, since the values are not so correct. Like here 50,000 is given, but here 52,000, which is nearly matching. So let's try with approximate match. XLOOKUP function here to find the bonus, XLOOKUP, then the lookup value, comma, the lookup array is nothing but this, and let's fix it up with fn and f4 function, fn plus f4, okay, to fix. Then return array, that is nothing but the bonus we have to return, right? So bonus and comma, this we are skipping because it is already found here. So what is the match also? Here match mode is nothing but the approximate match, so we are giving -1, right? Let's give it. See, you can see for 50,000 salary the 8% is bonus. Now let's extend it for other values as well. Yeah, so 52,000, so greater than 50,000 salary we should get the bonus of 8%. Here you can see 52,000, that is 8% bonus, and even in the 62,000, it is greater than 60,000, it has to be 10% bonus. The same is shown displayed as well. Okay, next let's move on to the next one. Next is the nested XLOOKUP. When we are using an XLOOKUP with another XLOOKUP to find a particular value, we use the nested XLOOKUP. This is very powerful when we are trying to deal with multiple conditions, and the syntax of the nested XLOOKUP is given here. To understand better, let's take an example. So here is an example of nested XLOOKUP, wherein the employee details is given and their revenue for each month is displayed here. Now we have to find the revenue of the employee Charlie for the month February alone. So for this we use a nested XLOOKUP. Now the XLOOKUP and the lookup value firstly is nothing but the Charlie, right? Comma, the lookup array is nothing but the employee column, and let's fix it as well. And now we include another XLOOKUP here. Then lookup value is February, and comma, we are going to look up in this months, and then comma, return array is not the single array of January or February, it is the entire details. So we'll select the entire thing and enter. So you can see the value is exactly matching. Here it is given in pointwise because the actual is in decimal, so it's displayed here as decimal value. It is really helpful when you have multiple conditions to check on. Okay, let's move on. Finally, the advantages and limitations of XLOOKUP. XLOOKUP is really powerful because it replaces VLOOKUP and HLOOKUP as well. And the other advantages could be it can look up from the left or right of the lookup columns, that is in all the directions, and it also supports exact and approximate and wildcard matches all in one, and also allows the errors to handle all the errors within the particular parameters as well. Talking about the limitations, this XLOOKUP function is available only in Excel 365 and the 2019 plus, and it doesn't support multiple criteria natively. It actually doesn't support multiple criteria, but using the nested XLOOKUP function, we can handle the multiple conditions as well. Next, it returns only the first match. For example, when you have two or more name of the employees, which is the same name of the employees, repeating in the table 2 or 3 times, when you are trying to find out the details of that employee, only the first value or the first match happens in that condition. It also requires a sorted data for this approximate match. Let's see an example to understand this limitation. So to understand this limitation, you can see the employee name Eva is displayed twice. That is, two different details of the Eva is given in the table. So when we are finding the department name of the employee Eva, using the XLOOKUP function, the lookup array is nothing but the employee name column, the return array is a department. So the finance department is displayed. That is, the first value is displayed with using the XLOOKUP. So this is one of the limitations, because it doesn't display both the values, it just displays the first value. Yeah.
Thanks for watching. If you found this helpful, don't forget to give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, bye. Keep learning.